first and foremost, let's look at our big friend, Bitcoin. So when you have your trading view set up, you can, up in the upper left-hand corner, it will have the tickers for all the coins, whatever you guys want to put on there. You just come in here and you look for it. But what's really important is you have the correct one on here. So all of these are all Bitcoin on different exchanges, as you can see. So it's very important that you correlate with the actual one that you are using. So we need to find Bitcoin USDT on Binance. Right here. So it's Tetherus. Tetherus is, if you guys don't know what that is yet, it is a stable coin cryptocurrency that is tethered to the US dollar. So US dollar token, Tetherus. So what you're going to be looking for is whatever cryptocurrency you're looking for, whether it be ADA, Cardano, Ethereum, Litecoin, Dogecoin, any of these things, you are going to type it in here and then look for the USDT pairing on Binance. Even if I trade on another exchange, like I'll have wallets. Some of you guys have wallets set up that are, like Trust Wallet and stuff like that. Those things are not going to show up on here unless it is some type of federally regulated exchange, even if it's in a different country. Like Binance, I think, is in like Malta or like the Maldives or something like that. Now they got out of China, whatnot, but there should be the list on here for you guys to do, so you guys can bring it up and see what you're actually looking at on these charts. So mine's kind of dirty right now, but
Hey, Kurt,
Yeah.
what I'm seeing on the screen right now is just Nord. I don't see TradingView.
No,
I don't know if everybody else is like that, but that's all I see. I see
what do
Nord.
you guys see right now?
I actually don't see anything right now myself.
Really?
Yeah, Kurt, we still see the Nord account.
All right, hold on, let me find out why. Can you see it now?
Got it.
Yep.
Yep.
My bad.
All good.
Boomer error. Sorry, guys. All right, so I'll just go over that again. So when you get your trading view set up, you guys are going to see this. This is what you're going to see when you first log in. When you go to your chart, you can save charts on here. I have a bunch. So when I trade, I use my phone app for looking and charting things, but a computer is always better. And once you guys get good at trading, it's like a set and forget thing. And I'll show you guys how to set up what's called stop losses. So if your trade goes south, it will sell and you will know exactly what you will lose if you're wrong. And the point of this is to be right 3 out of 4 times. I mean, that's my goal. Most traders say 2 out of 3, but in my opinion, you can do 4 to 1 on this. I actually have a 4 to 1 rule that I'll be teaching you guys very soon. And crypto doesn't move like the stock market at all. It's mainly based on people's emotions, which show up in patterns a lot. Very, very much they do, which makes this a very, very great way for you guys to be able to become successful in your trading. So you come on here, you click charts. This is my Cardano chart, and I'll show you guys how to set up all your trades on here. Get out of here, buddy. So when you look for a coin, let's just say I type in USDT, which I explained earlier. So you can type this in and you can pretty much see all of these coins like on Kraken, BitBay, Coinbase, and it has the USDT pairing. So if you want to just look through coins to chart stuff, always type in USDT, but then there is a crypto button index. I know how to do it on my phone. There's a way to search this. Oh, you got to look it in the other chart. So there's a filter that you can put on here to pull up just Binance trades. No, that's not it either. I think it's on the beginning of this. I can show you easily on the phone real quick. But to pull up BTC, which is what we want to look at right now. You want to go to the Binance chart. I'll find it again here. This is something that commonly happens with people. They will miss this and find the this is not BTC. This is BTCSTUSD. So make sure that you do not do this, because I've seen so many people send me these charts after I taught them this stuff, and they're like, this doesn't make sense at all. So just be very cautious of that. BTC USDT Tetherus. Let me get all this stuff off of the chart here. All right, so this beautiful pattern right here that we have, actually, I've been charting a little bit and looking at some stuff. I just recently saw, there's this video of the Wyckoff distribution. A bunch of people shared it with me. Actually, before this big sell-off happened, they did share it with me, and I kind of blew it off because I was being a little bit more bullish than bearish, but that would have been a nice catch if you'd have been in a short trade on this. I mean, you know, with $1,000, you could have made like 100 grand right here. Once we get into futures, I'll start telling you guys that stuff. But realistically, when you see a rounded top or a rounded bottom, I'm going to show you guys, I'm going to send you guys these charts. Actually, I'm probably going to need your guys' addresses, because I'm going to start sending you guys stuff in the mail. Like, I'm going to laminate a bunch of these charts for you guys to put on your wall so you guys can start learning these patterns. That's the most important thing, in my opinion, that you guys should know to be able to figure this stuff out and be able to be a successful trader in doing this. But I'm going to show you the rounded bottom pattern. Let's figure out which tool I want to use to show you. All right. And then I'm also going to show you how I know that this is the bottom of this right now. So first thing that you guys usually want to do when you're setting up a chart is make sure that you guys set your resistances and your supports on everything. This one's a little tricky to get down. All right. So what I always do, you can press Alt H on here. You guys might want to take a note on that one, to set all your lines on your chart. And you can also come in and change the color of your lines. How I'm going to probably be doing this is I'm going to make all of the resistance lines on the chart, I'm going to make them red, and all of the support lines on the chart, I'm going to make them red, and all of the resistance lines on the chart, I'm going to make them green. So you guys know once it passes that, it's go time, and it will usually bounce off of it, which is something that I'm also going to show you here soon. There's a lot to learn here for sure. So basically what I'm doing right now is setting support and resistances so you guys can know where it should bounce from or where it might have troubles passing by. And you guys can set trades based on that. And the better you do this, the best way to do this would be to come to the daily chart, which is where I just changed here. It has different time zones or time increments that you can come on here and change this around. The daily is the best one to set them on, but start at the weekly. So if you look right here, there's some confluence on these two candlesticks, which happen on, if you look on the very bottom of the chart, I'm pointing at it with my hand, like you guys can see that. If you look at the very bottom of the chart on January 4th, 2021, this was this week's candle, and then the next one was red. But if you guys pay attention to the bodies of these candles, which the bodies of the candle are the fat part of it, and the wicks are the skinny parts of it. Basically, what happens during one of these candlesticks, I will show you in real time here. Oh, we need seconds, we need minutes. So let's move you guys over. So just try and pay attention to some of the things that I'm doing on here, like this small stuff to move the time up and down. You can just do this. If you guys see me doing anything that you don't know what I'm doing, or want to know what I'm doing or how I did it or why I did it, please say something about it, because sometimes I'm going to think in my head that you guys automatically know how to do it. I will try and make some videos on the most rudimentary stuff that you guys can possibly think of. So if you guys want to watch them to learn how to do them, you can do that. But this is a minute chart. So the reason I brought this down here is so you guys can actually see what happens when a candlestick gets painted. So basically, when a new increment of time starts, the line goes over and then it paints. They call it painting because of that. So it just started a new minute and it went up and it painted green because it went upward from the time when it started right here. And then when it goes down from where it went up to, it creates a wick. So does the same thing, turns red obviously when it gets negative, and then paints a wick that way. These are the bodies of it, you know, the fat parts, like I said, and that's the most important part when you guys are setting the support and resistances. So the main thing you want to do when you set these up, like when you're ever looking at any type of coin at all, and I can almost guarantee you that by the end of this week, Bitcoin will be above that level right there. I would put money on that one, but I just lost money, so maybe I shouldn't. That's realistically where Bitcoin should stay, in my opinion, is the most recent support on that. We will, you know, probably bounce around here within the next couple of days in between these levels. I'll show you guys that on the daily, but I would think that we would stay up above here. And I'll give you guys an example of why I know that Bitcoin came down to this level. And I wish that I would have paid more attention to that Wyckoff. I jumped in a trade and I was a little bullish, but I know that there's a lot of people following me and my trades on there. So I got to start thinking about you guys too, even when I'm in a trade and all set and ready to go. So if you look at this trend line right here, this is all the way back to March of 2020. So a year and 2 months, 15 months of a time span. The reason why Bitcoin bounced at the price where it was because if you draw this line from the bottom of this trend right here, actually, it's just up a little bit. So when you're drawing a trend line, you want it to touch in the most spots that it possibly can. If you have, so the reason why I drew it right here, I guarantee if we broke down to the hourly, that there was just a quick wick right here, but there's probably a body right there on the hourly chart, which I'll explain that stuff later as well. So you guys can find out where you want to start your trend line from. But if we would have drawn this, you know, starting from this date until this date, and right here at this very date, which is October 5th of 2020. So back in October, we could have projected where Bitcoin would have dropped down to in this market. And I will show you guys ways to, because we're going to have more pullbacks to this, and this specific line right here. And I can guarantee once you guys actually get your chart set up, I guarantee you we pulled back down to this the next pull. Or at least one of them. One of the pulls on this bullish mark or during this bull run, we will pull back down to this line, which the crazy part is hopefully by the next time it does that, I can show you guys how to set up futures trades where you can just set them and forget them. But it has to be up above this line. We'll get to a point where I say, you guys still have that line on your chart? And you guys say, yeah, and I'll show you exactly what to do in a trade. So let's say we did catch this, right? But the good thing about it is we've caught it for the rest of this bull run. We have it. It's on the chart. Lesson learned. Didn't pay attention to the Wyckoff that much. One of the things that I was paying attention to, though, it going down, was the cross of this moving average convergence divergence on this weekly chart. That did let me know we were going to pull back. I just really was over bullish. And like I said, we're going to have a not a psychologist, what is it? We're going to have somebody in here to help you guys make sound trades and literally not be too confident. Psychotherapist. Thank you, Andrew. But she's going to come up with things, and I'm going to work with her to help you guys. Literally, I'm terrible at this. It's one of the bad things that I will say as a trader that I am, is sometimes I'm overconfident on bullish scenarios, because I've waited for this bull run to happen for so long, and we're in it. It's like we're going straight to 500,000, no pullbacks, and that's where we're going. But I'll say this, that with this pullback happening the way that it did, being one of the largest pullbacks that Bitcoin has ever had in a bull run, it's a big indicator that we all are going to 500,000, like really close to 500,000 in this run. Don't quote me on that just yet. My best guess, where I said back in like April when Bitcoin was down to, not this last April, but back here when Bitcoin was down to, 3786 is what it was down to. So just a little over a year ago, you could have 20x'd your money just on Bitcoin. But that was a scary candle. And I'll show you guys another reason why it came down here to this point on a different chart. This is the 2017 bull run, but this is a small chart. I'll show you guys the BLX, which is a very important one for you guys to have. And we'll be going through this stuff. If you guys can actually pull up your trading views on your computer, I was told that I can take control of your guys's screen on here. So if anybody knows how to do it, let me know. If not, then I'm going to watch a YouTube video. Tonight, this weekend, I have like 16 different apps that I have to learn very quickly to teach you guys how to do that. I know how to use them in my way, but to actually teach you how to do it, I want to make sure that I'm teaching you guys everything that I possibly can. And I will also teach you what I use, and I'm sure you guys will pick that stuff up in here as well to be a more successful trader and make more confident decisions. But back to the psychotherapist, I think that's going to be a great journey for all of us to have her in here. She's a very helpful person. She's a sweetheart. She's about to have her doctorates, and I don't know if she's going to do this or not, but she may actually do a thesis on something. I don't know, but it might have to do with our group if you guys are willing to help her out. But I would highly suggest our participation in it, because it will make her more motivated to spend more time with us and help us out as much as possible. And I think that that is going to be so extremely helpful for even me, myself. Like that's one of the most things I'm excited about this group, aside from teaching you guys how to do this and getting some success stories. And lastly, I cannot wait until some of you guys get really good at this. And then we enter these competitions on Binance. Like I try to join this other group and they're from like Germany. It was so hard to talk to them. Like I was doing good trades. I came in like 8th place on the team and we almost won this. We almost won this championship for like 20, it was like 20,000 ADA or something, like something. It was more than that because it was over $100,000. So, and I don't even remember if it was actually ADA. This was a while ago. It's a lot of money. Like if you guys go on Binance, they advertise them all the time. And you got to think that there's not that many big groups of people that are successful traders that individually will bring their own money in and just do futures trades all day because they're fucking hard, really hard to do. They're scary as shit. You will watch your account like break down in half sometimes and you will get liquidated. That's when you can lose all of your money. And I'm not telling you to jump into that. Please do not jump into that. Please, 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 please do not jump into futures trade. Learn about them. Don't pull the trigger on them at all. Trust me when I say this, you will get wrecked. You might win 1 or 2. It's like a slot machine. You're going to win 1 or 2 and you're going to be like, no way, it's this easy to make money. I can get 125 times my money with no credit check and all these things. Do not jump in there and do it. It's tough. But this right here is one hell of a line to know. And like I said before, when I saw this big pullback, it makes me believe that we're going to keep going up even further, because if you something that you'll probably not understand right away, but if you understand economics or have, you know, if any of you guys have a college degree out there and, you know, understand how this stuff works, when something happens in the past in trading, most likely it will repeat, especially if it goes through some type of a cycle, which Bitcoin does. It has the Bitcoin halving event, halving event. Some people say halving, some people say halving, halving. I can't even say it. That's probably why they say it. But Bitcoin basically, for anybody who doesn't know, there's people who mine Bitcoin, which is an algorithm that goes on the blockchain. And in retrospect to real life, it's like your computer sets up its own gold dig and just digs around and finds these nodes, which once you mine a whole node, at this point you can get 6.125 Bitcoin, I think, if I'm right. I think so. I think that's what it is. That's how much you get for mining one node. So every time this halving event happens, it drops that reward for mining each node in half. So when the miners get their Bitcoin, they stack them up, and stack them up. And it costs them a ton of money to run these ASIC mining systems. I mean, like ridiculous amounts of money. I have a buddy who's running one and his bill is more than my other buddy who has 72 plant grow in his basement with high pressure sodium lights, which is extremely expensive. And, you know, all this heating and cooling, the mining rigs electricity was more than the grow, which blew my mind. However, it's very profitable. If you look it up online, it will say that it's not profitable. It will talk you out of it as much as possible. And I can guarantee you that is FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt, to just stop people from being able to get rich off of things that you can get rich off of. I don't know if you guys saw this in the post, but Jake, the partner in this group, has another group that we may merge in the future. I don't know what exactly we're going to do yet, but I think we most likely will probably end up merging these together. Regardless, you guys will have access to rent mining, to rent out a miner. So you don't have to rent one out, but it will be an option for you guys to do. And anybody who helps grow these groups is going to have access to that. I don't want to put too much emphasis on this because I don't know for sure if it's going to happen, but it is in the works. We have a couple coders that we've talked about creating a cryptocurrency, and I'm willing to fund that if it is a good use case. We don't have a use case yet though. So that's one of the most important things. We do not want to create a shit coin and just be known for having, some cum coin or something, fart token. Like, that's not what we're trying to do. We're not trying to do a money grab. Like, there's plenty of money in this. I know there's probably millions and millions in creating a cryptocurrency and just throwing it out there too, but I would not feel okay with just taking people's money like that at all. And people would just get wrecked. So, yeah, another point of why I think that this pullback is done, not only the fact that it bounced off of this point right here and then shot up. When one of these wicks happens like this, I call them long dick wicks, and they are just buying momentum that comes in and eats up all the sell pressure. I'm going to send you guys the Wyckoff video, excuse me, so you guys can see why this distribution here, and it's a lot easier to see on the daily chart, but I'll get into that in a minute, that you guys can see what actually happened here. It is a clear indication of manipulation. It just shows that and the guy who created the video, he mentions inside of the video that it's a clear indication that institutional money is in here. Well, he doesn't say that, but I know that from that. He just said a lot of big money has came in. And I personally think that, this distribution, the Wyckoff distribution, is based on a premise of clear manipulation. Wyckoff was a trader like back in the 20s who is great. There's a bunch of books I'm going to probably be passing out to you guys, which is why I'll need your addresses too. Like, we'll have like giveaways in this group and stuff. And I don't know what we're going to do, but we plan on just doing a whole bunch of cool stuff just to help you guys learn, keep you guys involved, and all that stuff. But I will that's the first book that I'm probably going to get you guys. I don't like his trading style, but it's great information. There's a ton of stuff in there that you can learn. And he was a very, very intelligent man. Back in, I think he started trading like in the 1800s and like wrote his first book in like 1920 or something. But he could tell that very wealthy people were manipulating the market. So he created a system to find out how it was happening, when it was happening, and how you can avoid it or make money from it, right? Because somebody's losing money if you're making money at the end of the day. You just have to be the one that wins more than you lose at the end of the day. So that's what this is all about, us to create the knowledge for you guys to be able to successfully do this stuff on your own, more successfully than unsuccessfully. There's a different way to chart this. I don't think I'm going to get into it too much. I'll just show you guys that you can do it. So if you go to the settings over here, I'm on a logarithmic chart. That's what I like using, but you can use a regular chart. I will get you guys all of the definitions and stuff on that later. But if you're seeing me chart something, most likely I'm doing it logarithmically. And if you wanted to do this on a non-logarithmic chart, you can do it on a regular chart and draw this same line, but you have to use a curve to do so. And in my opinion, it's a lot harder to get this accurate than it is to draw a straight line directly from the pullback to right here, because this is, I can guarantee you everybody that created this, Rashad in the group actually, he was right. He had a very good fractal that he saw, and just let you guys know, this is a guessing game until you prove yourself right. So anybody that posts stuff, it's, none of us actually know what's going to happen until it actually happens. When it happens, that's when everybody's, Mr. Diamond Hands and all this other stuff. I've been super successful this bull run. And I can tell you that I damn well would not have been this successful if I did not know the information that I know from using TradingView, paying for the 3 damn classes that I did. One of them was just a complete waste of money. One of them was okay. And the third one was the best one, but I learned stuff in all 3 of them. But yeah, so I used the curve feature on here to pull this up, and you can create this line. But as I said, if you do it on logarithmic chart, it's a straight line and it's super easy, and you can almost guarantee that it's not going to be wrong. If I can actually take over your guys' computers, I will set a lot of these charts up for you, like things that you have to notice, like things that you guys, because I mean, we could go a few months and completely forget that we drew this line on here, right? But you can actually lock this stuff in. And you can also set alerts on this that will text message you. My God, has this been so helpful, but also very dampening to my fucking personal life when you set an alert. You know, let's say I set an alert on this support line right here. So all you do is you just go over to the right hand side, you press plus, and then you go add alert for BTC. So once that drops down below that, yeah, I know, I get it. So once it drops below that, I get a text message, you know, right there. I get that and a text message on my phone. It just sends me an alert. So you can do this on a minute chart, all of these things everywhere. And you can set it to, there's tons of different parameters that you can set the alerts to, but that is extremely important. And I hope you guys are taking notes. I will be doing a lot of this stuff, and these modules are going to be the best thing for you guys. But I think that being in class with me, like doing these things, there's going to be a lot of stuff that my ADHD ass just throws out there. And I'm going to try and get better at teaching as much as possible to help you guys. I may even bring somebody else in to do the teaching and talk to you guys and just give them like a curriculum, things to talk about or something or whatever. I'm going to try and figure out this in the best way possible for you guys. As you know, I know how to trade, but teaching's never been my forte. Maybe I'm good at it, maybe I'm not. We're all going to find out, but I want the best learning experience for all of you guys. I don't want this to be one penny wasted. I also will be doing live trading. Now, keep in mind that I cannot sell financial advice at all. I do not want to do that. I will probably get myself in trouble a lot with that. And I want to make sure that I don't do that. But I want to also be here to help you guys too and feel confident about stuff. Just please don't sue me or, you know, whatever, because I could be wrong too. And I just want you guys to know why I'm doing something. So that's why I'm saying individually, if you guys reach out to me, I have been messaging everyone back as much as possible. And I get a ton of messages about this stuff, but it's just so early in everybody knowing what the hell that they're doing at this point that it scares me when I tell somebody something, because I don't know if you really know what I meant at the end of the day. And when I'm talking to people on the phone and everything, I'm so fearful that I'm going to tell you something and then you're going to hate me because it doesn't happen the way I said it, or you misunderstood the way that I said it. So just keep that in mind, like bear with me, because I am trying as much as possible to be able to just get you guys more confident in how you're making your money. I want to show you guys a couple things. I'm going to post some of this stuff. I don't want you guys to feel like you're paying for this class for nothing, because we're going to be posting all of our trades in here, everything. verbatim, you guys could follow everything that we do. I will talk to you guys about what I'm doing. You guys should most likely follow Jake though, because my trades are pretty much set up for the rest of this bull run. I entered a 50x leverage position on a very large sum of money on, it was right. So I almost lost all my money. Like it was bad. I was way more bullish than I should have been, but it was right here. So about 41,800 is where I entered the trade, and I 50x leveraged my liquidation point, which means that it takes all of my money, all of it, every single penny was, I mean, it seems far away because we're on a logarithmic chart, but I think it's around like 1,806 or 18,600. So right here at this line down here, imagine waking up at 8:30 in the morning and yawning and then looking down at your account and it's down here. Like I instantly jumped up in my underwear, ran to my computer and started charting, like, do I take a 50% loss? And once you guys know this stuff, it will become second nature to you to just jump in here, take a peek at it, look at the chart, have a stress-free moment of looking and saying, you know what? I am confident it's not going to hit that. I'm still down like probably, I don't know, I'm like spooked to bring up my account in here. I'm down like, so if I was, I'm probably still down like around 700,000 or 800,000 on this trade. I could cut my losses and still be a millionaire after this is done and be super happy and all that stuff. But I'm a trader. I am a risk taker, and you have to be to do this. And you already are. You're in crypto, period. You are a risk taker for joining, and congrats to you, because there's only like 5 to 7%, as far as we know, last time I checked, of people that are invested in crypto. It's not going to go anywhere. I know you guys are still in the Financial Street Smarts group, and I noticed that this guy Alex was saying some stuff about quantum computing, which is, quantum computing is bad for crypto for the most part, because where crypto's at right now, quantum computing could allow governments to hack cryptocurrency, which governments are pretty much the only people that can afford to have a quantum computer. And that's the only reason I say that. This is all speculation. Keep in mind, these are not facts. I don't know everything about it, but I will give you guys as much information as I possibly can until you guys tell me to shut up about it. So that way you guys can be, see news and be like, we talked about that, in class. So that's good. I got an opinion about it, right? And all of us can bring that stuff up. And I'm sure there's going to be a lot more people joining this. I mean, there's like 21 or 22 people, 24 people actually in the group from one Facebook post. So I'm going to limit this. Actually, if the class gets kind of ridiculous, I'm either going to bring more traders in to teach, or I'm going to limit it. I want you guys to have a hands-on type of thing until these modules are up, so you guys can learn, because there's not a lot of time. We have maybe until the beginning of 2022. I've been saying September I was going to pull out. This pullback right here makes me believe that we are a lot earlier on in this bull run than I imagined. And I'm going to get to that in a moment to tell you guys this stuff, so you can understand why and how people come up with these predictions, to the case point of literally predicting the future years ahead of time. It's insane that this is a possibility. This is the coolest thing you guys will ever learn. It's funny because I'll like chart something, and if I'm real confident about it, if I'm like out eating dinner at the bar or something, and I get to talking about somebody or something, or to somebody, about stocks, because I always bring up crypto, and people talk to me about business stuff all the time. And you tell somebody like where the direction of something is heading, and you say, hey, if you pay attention to this every day, it's probably going to pull up to this price and then it's going to bounce. They will literally follow you for every financial thing that you talk about from that moment forward. You will be the guru in their life, I assure you. And I have no problem with anybody spinning this off and teaching your own class. Just make sure that you know enough and you're confident to be able to do so. Be successful for a year at least before you try and spin off and do something like that. I also am going to give you guys some affiliate links. I'm going to try and figure out how to get some discount codes to get you guys. So if you guys bring somebody in, maybe we'll do like half off for you guys or something. I don't know what we're doing yet, but there's going to be tons of stuff that you guys can save money in here. I don't feel like 99 bucks is a lot, but I don't know your guys' situation. I just kind of figured $100 a month to, and I need to be clear about this with everybody. You need to have $1,000 that if you don't have $1,000 to invest, at least $1,000, I don't want your money at all from this class. I don't think that it would be, well, it still would be worth it. I want to be able to do live trading with you guys to be able to make your membership back. The membership fee is just so I can, with my anal ass, be able to pay for some of this stuff that we have to do, like this Zoom call. To be quite frank, I'm not broke, but I don't have a lot of money aside from in crypto, which I'm not taking out for a long time. So I literally am probably not going to buy summer clothes just to make sure you guys can learn this stuff. That's a joke, but yeah, it definitely makes things a little bit more tight with helping everybody that I have. So yeah, let's make sure that this is worth it for you guys at the end of the day. Let's see here. Does anybody have any questions so far? Let me click back on this and see. Questions. 1933. Oh, I'm all set up on Delta. Good. What's your tag? It is.
I have a quick question.
Yep.
That's okay. If we're not, because I'm not planning to do futures right away. I just
Don't.
want to, so no, I don't. Right now, I just want to learn all the skills. But my question is there really that big of a difference on the Binance USA and
Yes.
if you're doing spot?
Yeah, there's thousands more coins. There's thousands more coins, and guess what? There's not just spot trading to learn. There's not just futures trading to learn. There's margin trading. I think was that you, Andrew, that said something about margin trading, which is a lot safer than futures trading. Yeah, so I'm glad you found out about that. But and I'm not like a margin trader, but it's a way less. Futures trading is literally Jedi shit. Like, it's being able to tell the future and be able to guess a lot. Like, you will do guesswork a lot on there, because on futures trades, they move a little bit different price wise than the normal coin does. So people smaller bags can sell 100 Bitcoin on there. Like, if you have, I think, $100,000, you can trade with 100 Bitcoin, 125 Bitcoin. No, actually more than that, I think. So it's 125x. No, you're limited to $50,000 if you 125x. So with $1,000, with $250, you can trade a whole Bitcoin. My math right? No, it's less than that, actually. It's like $200. You can get a whole Bitcoin. I don't know the math on it, but you get 125 times your money. Anybody wants to do the math on where Bitcoin's at right now at 46,000? I think it's about $250 or $225 that you could buy a whole Bitcoin with right now. But your liquidation point would probably be within $100 or $200 of what Bitcoin's price is, which if you zoom in on the 1 hour chart, you can see that every hour. So when you hover over a candle right here, if you see these numbers at the top, this will show you where the candle opened. And this is very important too. So this is where the O is where the candles open. If you guys have notes to take, this is a good time. You need to give me rent money. I don't care. Get out of here. Come on, bounce. I'm doing something. Seriously, go. Get. Sorry, he's very vocal. But this is the open price of the candle. So basically when this new candle started, it was at, well, not that one, but actually I think I can do that one. There you go. So when that candle started, it was at $38,051.35. The high of that candle was $38,472.21. The low of the candle, $37,924.23. The close of the candle was, well, it's not closed yet, so it's moving around. But when this candle closes, that will paint a number too, and it will tell you the amount that the candle has changed. All of this will be green if it's green, just like the candle. And it will tell you the percentage of the change. So this right here is, so you can actually spot trade from TradingView. There's, like I said, I'm just going to throw things out there and just let you guys know about this stuff. A lot of this stuff you couldn't even find in a class either. When, you know, they're teaching this stuff, they don't just, it's not probably thought of, I guess. So the raw me going over these things, you'll probably get a bunch of stuff. So just be prepared. I'm going to, in the future, kind of have like an outline. But again, I probably will notice something that's on here that I'm just going to show you. But please do me a favor and make sure you try and learn TradingView as much as possible. Find some YouTube videos on TradingView, or just go on TradingView. I'm sure there's like some videos on here. I'll try and find some, and I'll just keep posting them to you guys so I can focus more on the content that is going to help you guys be able to apply the stuff that you've learned from TradingView on here. It will catch you guys up as fast as possible. So I very, very much implore you guys to jump on here and learn as much as you possibly can. Like, play around with this stuff. There's free, this is a free account. Mine's not a free account. I would highly suggest you guys to get at least, I think it's the pro account that I pay for. So 2 people signed up for it. What's new? What account is that?
You guys ever use 3 commas?
Yeah, 3 commas is very similar to this, but it also has a bot on it.
I already have paid, I paid for that account. I'm just wondering if I should pay for both because I have 3 commas. That's the reason I'm asking.
I don't know a lot about 3 commas. The only thing that I ever did was I created a bot to trade on it for me, and I was semi-successful, but there's now bots on exchanges that are made by coders. So that's a big thing. And you guys want to know probably the best thing you guys are going to get from this group. I don't know if it's the best thing, but I'm super excited to give it to you guys. I made a bot, essentially. I made a trading indicator. Watch this shit. You guys are going to love this. All right, so drop down to the 15-minute chart. This only works on BTC. So Bitcoin, this only works for Bitcoin, and I only use it on Binance, so it's all I know. But watch this. I mean, essentially, once I give you guys this, you don't need me. You could just follow this the whole entire time. But this alone, I created this in the bear market back in like 2019, and then I added some code to it. I was going to create somewhat of a crypto channel just to help people like get into crypto, like teach them about it. I didn't know much about trading at the time. I was, I think my second class deep, and somebody like told me about this. So I started looking up code and, trying to teach myself, which I copied some other people's code on certain indicators that they have. And these are indicators. Okay. You can go up here, click on indicators, and there's only probably like, not that many, thousands of them somewhere. These are my favorites. So I will go over. So this is the type of information you guys are going to get for 99 bucks a month. You guys are going to learn how to use all of these. So there's probably going to be a module on every single one of these. So when I say I got the work cut out for me, it's a fucking lot. But we're going to do our best, and realistically, you guys are going to benefit the most from it because this is a bigger operation. We're not doing this just specifically for you guys. You guys are like our test case, all of that stuff, but you guys are going to get so much that no other group will provide for you, at least none that I know about. But it's going to be great. And like I said, this one indicator that I created alone is, watch this, it's 98.6%. I'll have to run the Pine editor. So there's a Pine editor on here that you can come in and you can create your own code. I'm no code guru at all. Most of the stuff I copied from other people's things, but the indicators that I've put together on here, which this is like my secret sauce, so you guys will never know this, but you guys will be able to use this. I will need to log into, until I find out how the hell to log into my old account and get this off of there to get it on this account. I will have to log into your trading view and add it for you to do, but watch this. See all those buys and sells that show up? Andrew, if you want to trade futures, if you're going to, please don't do it on your own, trying to figure it out. Use this, dude. Look at this. See all these buys and sells? All right. So with a futures trade, just to let you guys know, and I don't want to talk about them too much because I don't want you guys doing them. Trust me, there's plenty of people in this group that will tell you the same thing, that have already done it, and it's not the smartest thing to do as a new trader. It's Yoda shit, like I said. So this mainly works on the 5-minute chart and the 15-minute chart. I created this to quite literally tell you guys what to do, but look at where it calls them at. Look at this. It's almost the very bottom of every single point. Like, so there's a lot of manipulation in crypto. Okay. And this indicator will not catch the manipulation. So if you see like us, we call them scam wicks, and most traders call them scam wicks because futures actually drives the price around where it just pushes it to a point where it shouldn't have went. It breaks out of patterns a lot. And that's why I'm going to teach you guys some of the things that I'm going to teach you. Like, for instance, I see, has anybody ever heard of a head and shoulders pattern at all? Probably some of you have. Well,
Sure. I gave everyone this indicator in my group. Like, I had them download your indicator and they've been using it and it works so well. It's great.
isn't it?
Yeah, it's really accurate. It's super accurate, especially in the 15-minute.
Mhm. That's the only thing I've tested it on. I have not tested it in over a year. I just remember it was around 98 point some percent accurate. And realistically, I don't even know what I did. Like, I have no idea how to tell you what I did, or I know that it has a MACD code in there. It has a VWAP code in there. It also has like 2 other oscillators that I threw in there. And I literally was just playing around with something. Then I came back into it like 8 months later and threw one more thing into it, which I don't even remember what that was. And I watched a video how to run it on the strategy tester. I ran it on that and I logged out of the account. And when I got serious about trading, after I did those classes, I came back in and I was like, shit, I wonder if I can look that indicator up. And I created a new account because I planned on actually doing spot trades and linking this account to that and doing it. And, you know, just being able to do this stuff. But I created a website, like all of these things that I had like these big dreams about to like get people into crypto and like all this stuff. The name's stupid too. I forget what it was. It was like crypto, something like crypto trading website or so, just something super stupid. And now it's like embarrassing because I can't even log into the account. And I seen that there was a bunch of messages on there from people that probably have used it because this is like open source. Like you can go on there and look it up and like add it. But when I add it to my chart from my account, because there's a way to, I won't even get into that stuff, but if I add it from my account on your account, it does a few different things. Like you can edit some things or something, and maybe it is on my account already. I just don't know much about this stuff and I really haven't had time to look into it, but I will do some research for you. Regardless, look at this. So let's say you're doing a futures trade, right? I mean, you can just follow this down the line. It's insane how well this works. It's insane. Look at this, buy, right? This is a buy signal. Andrew, imagine if you bought at 52,000 and you rode that up to where it says sell 57,000. So let's say you did a 5x leverage with 10 grand. Okay. So 5x leverage with 10 grand depends on how much of your 10 grand you want to risk, but it's insane how accurate this is. The only problem is so this, it repaints. That's one of the comments that were on the thing that some guy sent me when I first made it. He just posted repainted on it. And when that happened, it basically kills an indicator. Like people hate the fact that these things repaint, but I've never seen anything that works this well. I mean, I've seen similar ones to it that work, but this one catches the bottoms way more than other ones do. And I think I have seen other ones that are like 98% accurate, like something really high up there. But nothing that has caught bottoms and tops like this one. I think the buys are better than the sells on this. So like I said, it has a strategy tester. I don't think I got to drop it in there and do it, but I don't want to show you guys the code. So I'll probably work with somebody on this eventually when we have more time. Like I said, we have guys coding, potentially putting together a cryptocurrency, not just for you guys. It's mainly for us to create a cryptocurrency for use case and help people along. I mean, I've been kind of tossing around a bunch of ideas, but I'm sure it probably costs a lot more if you have a use case and you need to apply it to something and all that stuff. So we'll get into that later. But indicator, you guys can use this. $10,000, you 5x'd it, right? So you can get 5x your money, whatever you want to risk. So let's say you let's say you risked half of it, right? So Andrew, this paints a buy, and technically you want to wait until after this candle closes. So if it shows a buy, it'll pop up mid candle, right? This one would have been perfect because, and once you know the trading stuff too, you can apply your trading to it and kind of know if the candle's going to close at a buy. So you could probably get in this trade earlier, but worst case scenario, you are jumping in this trade at $53,748 and getting out of it at $57,394. I'm going to actually use my calculator on this to let you know how much money you would have made. So worst case scenario, this is 53,748. 53,748 minus. So this would have, so when it first says sell, I'll show you some guys, I'll show you guys some things with this to be able to know what to do, because there's a couple little tricks and tips and stuff. And Heather, I'll do that with you too, because I know you do a lot of futures trades. I'll go over this. I'll probably just do like a video or something, but I don't know my legal implications on this. So if I give you guys this is just a freebie, but this is one of the fucking wins in this group that you guys are going to get. I mean, you can day trade and not have to know anything, literally. So, I mean, and this will make you stack your bag real fucking quick. So, even if you're spot trading, like if you just catch the bottoms, you know, catch a buy, wait for this to close, you're catching it at 53,748. Let's say you have 10 grand. I mean, even a spot trade, this is, and you can set an indicator on this too, on this will text you when it says buy, when it says sell. So you don't have to sit there and watch your computer for, these are 15 minutes. That'd be a long ass time to sit there and watch your computer. But I can also show you, shit, yeah, this is perfect. This is a falling wedge pattern right here that happened. So this is how you predict the future, guys. Yeah, I probably would have called that. So this is a false breakout right here. So when you're making these trend lines, you want to make them touch as many points as possible. So 3 at minimum, 3 touches, 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touch, 4 touches. Okay. This is a falling wedge pattern. I want to laminate like posters for you guys and send them out so you guys can put them up next to your computers and be able to see where this stuff goes. But you want to see magic? Watch this. So let me confirm that this is a falling wedge pattern before I start talking all this bullshit. Yeah, divergence right there. Divergence right there. So what I'm doing right now is showing you guys divergence. And one thing that I've noticed, if you do the divergence on the MACD and you do it the right way, so this is a little bit more advanced, so I'm not going to explain it totally right now, but divergence is basically when the price action, actually it's fucking easy to explain, when the price action comes down lower than, or lower or higher, when the price action is moving in a slant. So this price action goes lower right here. So it comes up, it comes down, and then it comes down even lower than the previous price action right here. But the indicator, it came down this far. And then when it came down the second time, it didn't come down further. So this is divergence, meaning that more buying pressure is coming in, which means that it's generally a change of direction. Now, this is actually an amazing pattern right here. This is like perfect. That's why I have this. This is the, and I'll show you guys all the indicators that I use, but this is the divergence indicator. It kind of sucks, actually. I should probably change it because I'm better at catching these with my eye, but it does also bring, like when one of these pops up, generally there's a bigger divergence that you should be looking for when you're charting this stuff and being able to see these things. And just because you see something, a little bit of divergence, don't immediately, so you don't know if this is actually divergence until the price comes back up above, usually above a previous high. So this previous high right here at this point, that's a confirmed divergence because it sent the price back up, right? So this is actually a perfect trade right here. This would have been an amazing entry right here. Actually, I probably would have got in right there. But this is actually, I just got liquidated on like $2,000 last night, something stupid. Sometimes I just like pull money out and just trade like very rudimentary amounts because I fucking love doing this. I love trading. It's like going to the casino literally with the best odds that you can possibly get. I do not even go to the casino anymore unless my friends are going. I would rather, well, my friends, I don't have any friends because I trade all the time. That's all I do, literally. But yeah, so let me just get back into this point. So this is a falling wedge pattern, confirmed so many different ways. This actually beats I have like a 4-to-1 method. A trade has to have 4 bullish cases and it can have 1 bearish case. So first thing that was bullish, this is a falling wedge. Falling wedge patterns have a 68% chance of breaking upward. All right. The second case is that there's 1 divergence on here. The third case is that there's another divergence on this part of the indicator. There's another divergence on the RSI, and we are stretched out on the moving averages pretty fat right here. So it's far away from the slowest moving average, which means that it potentially is going to try and chase back up to that. So 5, it broke above this trend line right here. So right at this point, when it's coming up to there, I would probably have my trend line like right here, which actually, when this broke back down inside of this, is this a good, no, I wouldn't have had it right there. I would have had it right there at that point. Yeah, I was right. I just got to think, because what I would actually do, I got to imagine that the rest of this is not here because I can see the future. What we're trying to do is predict the future. And I just want to be realistic about this trade of what would have went through my mind. So this has 3 touch points right here. I would have made this trend line. It would have broke out right there. And then I'd have been like, okay, well, maybe it's retesting this. Maybe this is a, you know, but, oh, you know what? No, because you want to have 3 touch points on both the bottom and the top of the pattern. So right here is when I would have got realistic about it. It would have came back up right here. This is when you would have been really wanting to pay attention to it. So if you find a pattern like this, right, you see it do something like this and you see it coming back down, you're like, okay, well, I got to do the dishes or something. Come in here and be like, okay, well, once this hits, you know, just to be safe, put your trade like halfway to this point, put the end or the alert on here, and you can say, okay, well, you don't want to enter this trade until this pattern breaks out and then it comes back and retests the top of this structure. So falling wedge pattern, we need a breakout. You need some volume to come in, which this wasn't actually that much volume. I mean, this is a 15-minute chart, so the volume, I don't usually use the volume on this, but generally, if you're looking at like a daily chart for a breakout, and I'll show you guys, I'm actually going to post this in the group. I'll show it to you guys too. I don't know if you guys saw in the Financial Street Smarts when I first posted about where Dogecoin could go down to. I said like 21 or 22 cents, or it was low 20s, and somebody was like, dude, that's crazy. That's like a 60% pullback. Well, it came down and hit it perfectly, and I will show you how I knew that soon. We'll go to that chart next. So again, grab your lines, you go over here, you grab it, you draw it, 3 touch points, boom, boom, boom. you know, once that happens, you can say, okay, well, this is a falling wedge. Kurt said that has a 68% chance of breaking up, but this could totally go south. I'll show you what happened in my ADA trade where I got liquidated. It sucked. It was because of a double bounce like this, but it dropped really, really low. So just keep in mind that if you see something like go up to here, you know, I mean, with this indicator, look at that. You would have bought right there. I mean, this indicator is way smarter than I am, trust me. So trading is, if you can get the right, this indicator, I can't even talk how, like, this is probably going to be my baby one day. I don't even know how I did it, but I'm going to figure it out. And this is worth unlimited amount of money. Like, quite literally, you can make easily thousands of dollars a day just from this indicator. It just blows my mind. I just got to figure some stuff out so I can actually hold it and this code doesn't get stolen or something and copied. But regardless, after you draw this, the divergences on here confirm it, and this breaks out. I think we said this printed a buy. And when I say when you're using this that you want to make sure that this candle closes because it repaints. So basically after this 15 minutes close, this comes in. So you could literally buy it at 53.74, and then the sell signal, which you can do this, you can wait for the sell, or, you know, because if you look in here, there's a couple of them that will have your ass chasing back to your computer to, you know, sell your order and buy your order, you know, like sometimes when it ranges, look at that, sell, buy, sell, still profitable, but you better be around a computer. You know what I mean? Usually when it has a bigger pullback, you know, if you apply your trading skills along with this indicator, you're unstoppable. Quite literally, like this alone on the first class, I'm giving this to you guys. You guys can literally have this, walk away from this, never give me another dime again, and be successful for the rest of your life with Bitcoin. There is a lot, maybe not a lot, but a few more things you definitely want to know about this, which we probably will go over hopefully within the first month of doing this. I'm probably going to be doing these calls with you guys often. I just want participation. And it's my fault. So I'm sorry, because I've been trying to figure this stuff out with Jake. I own an insurance agency. I have 3,000 clients already. So 3,000 people just like you that make me monthly income as well. So yeah, that's why it's 99 bucks, because it's kind of going to be scattered at first, guys. So good information, just, you know, taking some time to do so. But anyways, this trade, if you bought it in right here and sold it at the close of this candle right here, would be right there, which is 57.21. We'll call it. No. $57.64. So minus 57. So from a futures trade, that's a $3,000 difference. So if you had $1,000, let's say $1,000, you 5x'd it, and you risked half of your position at this point. So half of your position, 5x, and Bitcoin was 5,379. So you could definitely have a Bitcoin. We'll just call it you risked one Bitcoin just to make this easy. So, and you could have done, no, it's a 5x. So 5x would be a really safe trade on this. But even if you did that, 5x'd it, you could get the majority of, I think, $2,500. So in this amount of time with your $500 risked and a very low liquidation point, like that would give you I mean, it would put you pretty low, like probably to an unrealistic number that it would hit. And again, I implore you to, if you do futures trading, I've said this to multiple people when I talk to them on the phone, don't risk your capital. Your capital is the most important thing that you have in this bull run, right? Because if you're risking your capital by something that I'm teaching you, you're going to be worse off than you would by hodling, just holding your shit and waiting for it to 5 or 10x. Because we have a lot of coins that are already charted that are going to 10x from here, 10x from here, 10 times your money, whatever you have. I can almost guarantee you that these price points are going to hit. I have amazing trades that I'm going to be posting in here. Jake does too. He has the stops along the way. Hopefully his situation will be figured out and he will be in here either co-signing what I'm doing or teaching it and then me co-signing him. So, yeah, at this point, the $2,500 risk and that going up would be, so that was 3316, 50. So lots of math that I have to do for you guys. 53, 7, 62, 27, 62. So 62 equals times 33.16 equals. So on a 5x leverage trade with $500 risked of yours, you would have made about 48% of your money just following this indicator alone, just the indicator alone. And then you could have sold right here. Right when that happens, you close your position and then you present another position in a short order, which would have made you $57,067. So that's $1,500. So that's half of that. So it would have made you 15%. So 2 trades and you have already made almost $500. No, yeah, yep, almost $500. Your first 2 trades. And then, you know, obviously you do another one, boom, right there. And then you got another sell coming up. So that's 555 all the way up to 58,700. That's 558,700. That is 3,200. That last one was 33. So this would have been about another 30% gain. So, I mean, you've almost doubled your money in, this is May 4th at 8 p.m. Oh, it's actually a 4-day period. I mean, well, shit, doubling your money in a 4-day period is not bad. Trust me, and my math might be off on that too. It could be a lot more. I know it's at least that, but it could be a lot more. So, I really need you guys to set your TradingView accounts up, get your Binance account set up, and all of that stuff. But here's the magic that I was going to show you. The breakout of this pattern is, so once this pattern breaks out, if you go to the mouth of the beginning of the pattern, and actually let me make this perfect. So I can almost assure you that it goes that whole length. So all right. So once it breaks out, it will break out from this point right here. So basically what I generally do, that's why you guys will always see these lines sitting on mine. I come down here and say, okay, well, it just broke out from here. And then I take the bottom of it and I take it all the way up and I lay it flat across here, which maybe, so you're gonna find this a lot, actually. Let me look at this a little bit more. So it's got 2 touch points right here. Actually, it touches right there. So these that's why the bodies matter more than the wicks, because if you do it from the body, you'll probably get a more accurate trade. And I wouldn't have put that right there though. I might not have sawn this because of that simple fact that it didn't hit the 3 until down here. But this simple thing right here, you have to look for 3 touch points. Actually, let me put it on the bodies of this. Look at that. Boom, it touched right there. So this is where it was supposed to go. So if you do this and you do it right, I can almost assure you that when you look at the price target, it will come to almost the dollar of where the breakout is. So, yeah, I guess that's still that same spot. But yeah, once this breaks out and then it retests down here, this is where you would enter the trade when it retests the top. You can watch it. I mean, this would be from the point that it touched right here, or just came to it. It didn't even touch it right there, did it? No, it didn't. So I wouldn't have taken that trade right there. I would have taken this trade right here. If I didn't have this indicator on here, this is where I would have taken the trade. This is where the indicator takes the trade. It's important that you know both, so you can find other things. This only works on Bitcoin. This is maybe something that, this is not financial advice, but this is maybe something that you guys can set up. And this is, you can create a small account. And this is what you guys can go practice with. Instead of paper trading, maybe you guys throw $1,000 or $2,000 into something and you keep the indicator on there so you know you're not fucking something up and doing it wrong. And worst case scenario, you're in a trade that the indicator is telling you to do. So you have a 98 point something% chance of being right if the indicator kicks off, but then you guys look for the patterns. Jake is more of a fib trader. So, I mean, this is a guaranteed win, guys. Like this stuff, I'm so glad that you guys just threw your money at me, because realistically, there was not, much. Some of you, I don't even know half of you guys in here. I really appreciate you guys trusting me. And this is probably going to be one of the best things you guys have ever paid for in your life. I really hope that you guys say that one time. And if you do feel that way, please tell other people. Let them know that we are not some scam ass group. We want to make sure that people know things and, just be happy together, man. Like if we all make this together, if I can get you guys trading with me on Binance and we have our own little crypto kinfolk like group just on there, just wrecking people. Oh, I will be so fucking happy. I can't even, I'm like dreaming about it mentally. It's happening in my head. So yeah, here's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of information that I gave you guys here.
Hey, Kurt.
Yeah.
Can we currently go to our current situation where we're at on this?
Yes. I'm going to wait where we're at right this second. Why is it dumping?
No, it's still good. But just this morning when you woke up and you jumped in and you were charting up and what you saw and where you think it's gonna go.
Okay, so I've said this before. When these long dick wicks happen, I doubt we'll come and touch this line again. If we do come back down, so that big long trend line that I drew out for you guys, if we break below this, I wouldn't sell immediately. I think I put a stop loss on it. No, you know what? Actually, I sold some of mine and brought my liquidation is like 90s right there. So basically right there at that point. So that's what I'm worried about, but we're far away, far, far away. And so here's what I actually want to show you. So I'm going to go to the BLX chart. This is called Brave New Coin. This is Bitcoin from the beginning of it ever being on an exchange. Now, if you look in the group, I posted this BLX chart and I said nothing to see here. So this is the average. I'm not going to guarantee that yet, but this I'm pretty sure is the average across all exchanges, all wallets of what Bitcoin's price is hitting for. So with that being said, this price on here should be the most accurate, right? So at still in the afternoon today on this chart, it was above 42,000. And I think the other one, so this went down to 30,000 and why does it fucking move everywhere? I don't know. Oh, I can't do that. All right. So that hides it, FYI, and you can come in here and change the colors around if you want to. For all you ladies out there that like making pink charts, or old people in your groups that old men that have pink charts, pink and black charts, cool looking chart. But you can change it. And just a real quick other thing, you can change these candles too. I don't use these, but you can. There's these Heikinashi candles that you can put on here, which basically are essentially, I don't really want to call them buy and sell signals too, but they kind of are. Really what these candles do for most people, and I think the reason why they were created was to get people to be a little bit more bullish when it's bullish and a little bit more bearish when it's bearish. And what they do is until the previous low is broken or the previous high is broken, it will be color coordinated. So you see how they're all red and all green? You know what I mean? And like I said, they could be buy or sell signals on here. Like if you would have bought at this first green candle, look at that. Boom, and then sold right there, and then bought again. Boom, and then sold right there, and then bought again. And then boom, sold right there. But the bad thing is this is on a daily, so you have to wait until the candle closes. So realistically, you would have boom, sold right there at its last price point though. But this brings in another point of this. Like I probably wouldn't have caught that as a resistance or support right there. But because that candle's on there, you know, after the run up and it starts turning around, that could be a resistance point for me. There's tons of ways and reasons to make a resistance point, but you want to color coordinate the ones that you know are resistance points, and then color coordinate, you know, ones that you think are resistance points, or you can just make them dotted lines if you think they are. This is what I do. Dash lines are my resistance points that are guaranteed, like on the weekly. My solid lines are usually trend lines, and I'm going to give you guys like a whole workup of all this shit so you guys can know, like when you're looking at my chart, you'll be able to read it. And I suggest you to do the same, because I've been doing this for a while and nobody else talks about this either. Nobody else talks about these little small things, and this shit's important. Like these little things on charts are important, but you want to keep in mind that everybody does this differently. Everybody does their own little thing, but and realistically, I haven't at least researched it or looked into too much about how if anybody has like a uniform way of using these, or if all of these things are supposed to be used in a certain way. I can tell you that everybody's charts that I see are all fucking different. They are completely different. And that's the case. They're just different. So get a uniform together. I will try and write mine down, and Jake and I are probably going to have to change the way we trade just because we want both of ours to be the same for all of you guys. So write that down. Heikinashi candles. You guys can do more research on them if you want. We will be doing modules, I'm sure, on all of these things. And I'm going to be, there's a lot of stuff in here that I don't know about. I will be completely honest with you about that. There's a ton of stuff that I don't use every day, so I'm not that knowledgeable about it, but I'm going to learn more about these things and dive into it so you guys can learn more about it and bring that stuff up to you. You can also Google all this shit and not pay us the 99 bucks a month. I just want to also let you know that all of this stuff's on the internet. You can find it. I think very much though that having people that have used it to confirm things for you, and I really think, you know, just having us as mentors enough is worth the money to be able to do, because it's really hard to do. And, you know, everybody learns at a different pace. Everybody, you know, learns in different ways too, whether that be hands-on, visual, audio, whatever. I'm going to try and do, I don't know, maybe we make a podcast or something. I'm trying to think of the best ways to get this information out to you guys. And I'm kind of basing this on, you know, law of small numbers here, or law of large numbers, but on a smaller base group, what, you know, a bigger scale of this would be. And so you guys are essentially a test group for me to figure out what the best way of is doing this. And maybe I fail completely at it. If this shit starts to suck or you guys start to lose money, please fucking tell me to stop. Like, I do not want to take a dollar from you guys if this is not helping. I don't see how that could happen just with the stuff that I've given you guys today. But if you think so, please be super honest with me about it. I really, it's imperative that I know that, because I care probably more about you guys than I do my own damn bag at this point, which is crazy that I feel that way. But I don't know. I feel like this is my calling. So, tell you what, I'm going to put my alert right there because I'm probably going to long that. So we might as well make it right there. And this is on BTC. All right, so this is BLX. And what I was going to show you, or getting back to what I was going to show you, is this is Binance Exchange. Damn, it did kind of go down to the same spot, didn't it? This was way different earlier. Like BLX had not fallen off. And Heather, if you're still on here, that is a fucking huge indicator that it's time to run that arbitrage bot right there. Just to slightly touch on that. Some exchanges have these bots that you can run. They're like called arbitrage bots. Arbitrage is basically, if one exchange has Bitcoin selling for 43,000 and another exchange has it selling for 42,000, the arbitrage bot basically buys your Bitcoin on one exchange, sends it to the other, sells it to USDT, or probably like XLM or XRP or maybe Nano. There's a ton of fast coins. Like when you transfer Bitcoin from one wallet to another, I just had this experience with somebody in the class. Actually, I transferred $2,000 of this coin from Cash App to Binance, and it literally, Cash App was, I mean, it's supposed to transfer in 30 fucking minutes and it's still not there. I got to double check that actually. And I had to send them an email, and they just basically sent me an email back saying that they were held up on transactions. Like, just you guys are? That shit doesn't make sense. This runs on a fucking blockchain that automatically does things when I don't believe you, basically. So, and Cash App is one way to get your money on an exchange quickly. Your money will not disappear unless you do it the wrong way. Cash App still owes me the money. They will be giving it back to me, or it's in the exchange right now. I don't know. I'm going to figure that out. But before you guys start transferring money around, I want to make sure that everybody's doing it right. So when you guys set up your new Binance accounts, I want to go over that stuff with you guys to make sure that we are absolutely doing it correctly. Because if you send BTC or XRP or XLM or Nano to the wrong wallet, your money is gone. There's no customer service to call. It's fucking gone. You'll never get it back. I made that mistake one time with $100, and thankfully I made that mistake. I thank to God that I lost that $100. There's nothing anybody can do for you at all. Very scary. Don't do it. Make sure that we're doing it right. I think a lot of these exchanges are giving like warning signs. I know that that
VPN
Coinbase,
stuff?
what's that?
Are you talking about the warning signs that Binance sends?
I don't. So I always know what I'm doing. So I don't really see the warnings that much, you know. I just remember I accidentally clicked on like, instead of BTC, there's like tons of BTCs. There's well, actually it's BCH, BCHSV. There's it's BT, or it's like either BCT or BTCS or something that was on there, and I clicked the wrong wallet. And when I copied it and pasted it in the wallet I was going to send my money from, you know, the paste of the wallet that I was sending the money to on the other exchange on Coinbase, it told me that it was the wrong blockchain. It just said you're going, but it was going to let me do it. It was like, go ahead, but it's wrong. So, you know, and then it had like a little link that you could click on and go down there and find out how fucking wrong you were and how much money you would not get back because they don't give a shit. And I think Heather had said something to me about there being something out there that was going to, didn't you say like Chainlink or something? I don't remember what currency or what crypto you said, but I said that I think we were talking about like mainstream adoption for crypto, and I said crypto is not going to be mainstream until either everybody figures out how to use a wallet, which even at that point I think is bad, because who knows what somebody could do, like being drunk transferring money or something. There's so many bad things that could happen. But didn't you say something to me about that? If you're still on the call.
I am. I'm not sure.
All right. Well, I mean, yeah, mainstream adoption is either going to take a lot of people fucking up, or some type of app that just doesn't allow you to fuck up anymore, because there's still people who don't even know how to use a phone right now that would have to do this. So what were you going to say, Terry, though?
Oh, no, I was just saying that I've been sending my money from Binance USA to KuCoin.
KuCoin.
And I've been using Litecoin to do it because it's fast and it's easy, and I haven't had any issues with it at all.
Litecoin is actually
It costs pennies to do it too.
yeah, it costs pennies, but XLM and XRP are my favorite to use. They are literally like seconds. I think Nano is seconds. I'll Google it. Well, you guys can Google it too. What's the fastest cryptocurrency to transfer? That's all you want to look for, because you want to get this money on the exchange fast. You don't want to be waiting a half hour to find out a half hour later that your money didn't show up, and then you have to send, you know, you'll wait a little bit, because sometimes like some of these cryptocurrencies, I think ADA needs 300 confirmations before it confirms that there's something on the blockchain that happens. So, which I believe is being updated. We'll get into more fundamental stuff along the road to teach you guys things and whatnot. But yeah, there's tons of things we're going to get into. But yeah, my point is, just don't send the stuff that you guys, don't send anything without talking to me unless you absolutely know what you're doing. I mean, I'm not your financial advisor. I'm a friend that just doesn't want you guys to lose money at all. So my suggestion is if you want to do it on your own, send like 10 bucks first. Make sure it shows up and then whatever. But if you guys want to get money on an exchange, I'm assuming most of you guys already have money on an exchange that's in a wallet. If some of you guys are using Robinhood, these numbers are not going to be the same on there. Robinhood goes up higher than all coins do. And I mean, if Robinhood ends up linking their, like making it so you can transfer crypto in and out of there, I guarantee the prices start being less arbitrageable, but you can't really arbitrage it because it's just difficult to do. I mean, I guess you could sell it at a higher point. I don't think you can get money on your debit card. You'd have to put it would take a little bit to be able to do, and the price would just fluctuate. I mean, I'm sure you could do it, but it just wouldn't be worth it. I think bots are the best way to do that. So
I have one more question about the KuCoin thing.
KuCoin,
Yeah, I know you're not a fan of it, but I'm just scared right now. I'll probably get over my fear eventually about the VPN thing because I just don't want to get my money stuck there if my VPN drops, even though I'm going to set it up.
so when
but-
it does, when it does do it, I just exit out of it. I log out of it, and then I set my VPN back up, and then log back in, and it doesn't do anything. And
Because
I have,
you don't do the know your customer, so they're not gonna know that you. I mean, I guess
can't do know your customer.
yeah.
on there.
So I guess what I'm trying to figure out is like you've got your money on the exchange, but it's just because it's your wallet. I'm confused on that, and I just don't want to get liquidated. I guess
You
because I
won't
got
get
money on
liquidated.
there.
You would never lose your money.
Okay.
Your money will always be there. If you have your shit in a futures trade, and they will send you, there will be like a thing on there. I've done this before, and I think Heather might have been through this too or something. She had stated that like money got locked or something. Sorry to call you out like that. I should have asked you first. But anyways, if she wants to explain it to you, she can. But I mean, she probably has experienced more than I have. I mean, I don't worry about it just because I've been dealing with this shit for so long. It's not a
Yeah.
big deal. Worst case scenario, they do find out, they put a permanent, it's like a permanent header that pops up that says you can't use this anymore. And then it explains why. It
Yeah, I got
explains
that.
what's going to happen on your account, and it gives you the opportunity to close out your trades. The only thing you can do is sell. You can't buy anymore. You won't be able to make another purchase. You won't be able to sell on a futures because that's technically a buy. You won't be able to do anything but put your money back in the wallet and get your money off of the exchange. Which actually, if it's in a trade, I don't know this for a fact, but I think what I read on there is if it's in a trade, that's when they lock your money. And I'm sure they probably sell your shit too. They like sell it for whatever. I couldn't imagine that they would keep the trade active before they sent you your money, because there's got to be something in there that says that. But my point is that this will not happen. If something does happen, you guys will know about it first. I'm going to let you know. I'm sure that you guys will get emails as well. I would suggest you guys to follow Binance on all their social media platforms, and you know, pay attention to the news. They post news on there all the time. There's like little tickers that read the news across the top. So I'm sure that they will list that as well. Yeah, so don't worry about it. It's absolutely fine for now. And if it becomes an issue, then we will find a different exchange to bring things to. I'm actually going to start making new exchanges already to find out if we can do all these things on a different exchange and it works with TradingView, because TradingView is the most important in my mind. Okay, Scott, you're still in here. So, all right, let's put this on the weekly. And I want to show you guys something else. So I think I posted in the group, Bitcoin's going to come down to 38,000, and then I went to bed. So I'm going to show you guys why in just a second here. So again, I think that Bitcoin will close this week out it will be above this right here, this line. So 38,001, actually it's 38,002. What's the highest one?
That be Friday when you see the close of week out? I'm sorry if that's a dumb question, but
No, it's actually, actually, that's an amazing question. Actually, that's very important to know. So all of these exchanges go based off of UTC time, which
Okay.
is 0. So 0 up or 0 down. It is very important that you know that. So at the end of the day, the days close at 8 p.m. I'm pretty sure. I'm almost positive they close at 8 p.m. I don't know why I'm questioning myself right now, but they close at 8 p.m. in my opinion. And Sunday at 8
That
p.m.
Central?
is when UTC.
UTC, okay.
So well, no, Eastern Standard. Sorry, that was an even better question.
Okay, because I'm in California, so that would
Yep,
be
yeah,
5
I
o'clock.
gotta
for me. Okay.
remember. I got a
Okay.
couple people that are gonna be joining the group from like UK that I've been emailing to. So
So
small
5 p.m.
things I gotta make sure that I know. So for you, I believe that's what, 5 o'clock?
5 o'clock, it's 3 hours difference, yeah.
So yeah, that's important to know. So 5 o'clock for you guys. That is important. And that brings me to another case. And me and Heather were talking about this earlier. When this day started, and I know you probably didn't see this, Heather, but just because the day started and it instantly turned green. The very second it started, it turned green. But right after that, it was like 1 second it went up and then it went straight down. Don't hold this. Don't make trading calls off this. Just use it as an indicator of what the day might end up like by the end of the day. So generally, 9 times out of 10, I've been watching these fucking charts forever. When a new day starts, the very first thing that it does, whatever color that new candle turns, most likely the candle at the end of that day will be that color too. So if it turns red instantly, more than likely it's going to be a red day. But it's not a guarantee. This isn't a proven fact. I've never seen statistics on it. This is just from me watching the charts. And every time I brought it up to other traders, they've said the same thing. They're like, yeah, I look at that too. And on the hours too. I would say 4 hours is probably the safest because, you know, like daily, I would say 9 times out of 10, that's the case. But you know, don't use that. Just, it's another tool for you guys to have, for you guys to think in your head, okay, this shit could potentially go this way. Once you guys get your trading views set up, before I forget to do this, I want you guys to go to indicators. I want you to type in, write this shit down right now too. RSI, Relative Strength Index. If you click on these show descriptions, some of these, so this is, if you want to learn these indicators fast, TradingView has perfect information. This is actually where I'm going to get this information and give it to you guys in class. So if you want to learn it early, go ahead and go in here and read this stuff. When the history is, who invented it, the calculations of it, everything about the RSI is right here. I think a lot of people don't go through this stuff, and it teaches you divergence too. So, I mean, again, TradingView is the most important thing that you guys have on here. It tells you how to apply most of this stuff. Actually, learning this is going to save me. I mean, we can get right into trades if you guys go do your research on your own, but just keep in mind that there's going to be people that aren't coming in here and reading these things too. So I will be teaching them, but I'll probably just post this stuff, give you guys homework to read, and then questions to ask like the next class or whatnot. But the first two that we're going to go over is Relative Strength Index. And I call it the MACD. I think everybody does. But it's MACD. It's Moving Average Convergence Divergence, as it says right here. And yeah, these two things need to be on your charts. You can star them and they will go in your favorites. Again, this is free. It's a free app, but I would highly suggest you to pay for, and I will look it up before the end of this call, and I'm going to try and take some key point notes because I am pretty sure that this was not fucking recording the whole time. It looks like it is, but I don't think it is. So boomer bummer. Yeah, so there's tons of other indicators on here. I'll tell you guys some people you want to watch for. Chris Moody makes really good indicators. These are how many people have downloaded it too, so you can get a good idea of this, like how many people are using it. So maybe it's a better indicator on there, but I suggest you to just get the normal MACD and the normal RSI. Like I don't even use the normal RSI. You guys can look this one up. I will post it in the chat. Oh, this is an editor's pick too. Look at that. No, this isn't it. This is not it. Okay, that's not it. I have it started though. Maybe it's this one, divergence indicator. I think it is. Okay, it's just called the divergence indicator. It's already on my chart, I think. Let's just make sure. Why is it not showing me? Is it because it's already on my chart? All right, well, I will copy and paste that. I mean, it's divergence indicator, the one and only one that says divergence and indicator, and that's all it says on there. Don't make trades based off of this. However, look at how accurate it generally is. Oh, that's fucking wrong. It was right on this one. And this is on the daily, but realistically, when the daily diverges in a bull market, it's hard to indicate in a bull market when we're shooting up so hard. It's hard to call the top with just this, with just divergence, right? Because this diverged 1, 2, 3, 4 times before it actually sunk, right? So you can literally, and this is, so each one of these touches along the way, look at that, it touches all of them. So, and you can also do trend lines on indicators as well. So when we come up to here, I guarantee that when this comes up to here, we will not be above a new high. Guaranteed we will not. It could, but I guarantee it won't. Once we break this line, that's probably when we shoot to an all-time high and start a new trend and go to above 64,916. That's a very important number on this chart. Now, also, this is a signal line on your moving average. No, you know what? I'm just going to go over this stuff next time. I'll fucking be in here until 5 o'clock. There's no windows in here. We will just keep talking and you guys will be all sleeping or like logged off or some shit. And I'll be looking out at the sun. So I will just keep going if we don't stop this. So let's just kind of analyze this chart and then I'm going to talk to Jake. I need to start writing notes during class. So mental note to myself, just so I can make sure that I bring stuff up to you guys. And I've been, what I'm going to do is after the class, if you guys have any questions or anything to say, doesn't matter how stupid it sounds at all, please ask the question in the chat. Nothing is stupid in here. This is very fucking hard information to learn. it looks crazy. It is crazy. There's lots of stuff on here to learn about. There's so much more to teach you guys. There's a lot going on. So please ask the questions. Do not feel embarrassed in here by any means. And don't anybody give anybody any shit unless you're making a really funny joke. It's got to be fucking hilarious. I have to laugh. But I just want to make sure that everybody feels comfortable in here and ready to learn, willing, and learns information quickly. Another indicator that I have on here are the EMAs. So there's SMAs and EMAs. EMAs are exponential moving averages and SMAs are simple moving averages. EMAs on lower timelines are more accurate. SMAs on higher timelines are more important. So I'm glad that I just switched that because I wouldn't have talked about this. So Bitcoin, actually, you guys are probably, unless this 200-day moving average gets taken by the daily, and when I say taken by the daily, that means the price action comes above the line, or wherever I say it, I'll say taken by the daily or taken by the 4 hour or something like that. It just means that the candlestick closes above it. So at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, this price action, there needs to be a green candle here. And preferably, we want that green candle to be just as big as this candle. If that happens, that's a very bullish indicator. It's called an engulfing, a bullish engulfing candlestick. Engulfing bullish candlestick. I think it's bullish engulfing candlestick. I'll have to look it up just to make sure that I'm saying that right. I can't remember, but anyways, this is why the price action came back up to here. Once you guys learn these indicators and have them on your charts, these are very important. This is one of the most important lines on here, this 200-day moving average. I'll put these together for you guys. And what's important for you guys to have the pro account on here. And if you don't have the money, don't pay for it. But shit, this is going to make you way more money than it's going to cost you. Trust me. You guys are going to absolutely rake it in. I mean, realistically, if you don't want to trade, you're going to make a ton of money this run anyways. We have a lot more time to go in this bull run, and you could just put your money in there, sit back, and it's going to make money. What I'm trying to teach you is how you quadruple that in the meantime. And I want to make sure that you guys take everything that I say seriously, and I'm going to do my best to get you guys to the point where you guys can confidently trade futures trades. So when this is done, and we know it's done, and one indication that I know it's done, when this is done, one indication of me knowing that this bull run is done is when the price action closes below this on any time frame at all. The 15, well, maybe not the 15 minute, maybe I would say potentially a 4 hour candle close would be probably a daily is a guarantee below this. If it closes below it, most likely it's a guarantee. On the 4 hour, I'd be pretty confident about that as well. Anything less than that could, be an indication of the daily wicking back up in it, because it can come down. If I ever call a price point out in the Facebook group and I say that point, just know that I know that it's going to hit that point. It just might go past it. So I'll show you guys how I came up with this, but this is actually really bearish that this is below the 200-day moving average. That's very, very bearish. I personally think that it's going to break through it. I think by the end of the week, that if that doesn't take that, Let me see where the moving average on this is. If it doesn't take that price point back up, then I would think it almost has to. Like, this is a manipulation here, and I'm gonna send you the Wyckoff video so you guys can understand. It's crazy how perfect it is. And I actually, like, 5 people sent it to me and was like, what do you think about this? And if I wouldn't have been working on this group, I probably would have watched the video. And I should have, because I would have made a shit ton of money and not be down on my account right now. Actually, we're getting close to, I'm like 2,000 away from being down. So 50x 10 different accounts. I am about $100,000 away from 100, no, maybe 2. I don't know. I'm a little bit a ways from being even again from when I took that dumbass bullish trade that I did. And this was the worst trade that I've done since this whole bull run, actually. And it was just me being emotional, not charting that well, falling asleep when, you know, to trade, sometimes you just don't sleep. So fuck your sleep schedule, guys. You know, until you guys feel confident about this stuff, you might lose some sleep just a little bit. Have your doctor give you Adderall, you know, start doing meth. Cocaine's good, I hear. All of those things. If you want to be a real trader, you know, that's what you have to do. You've seen the movies, right? So shit, it might even take this 200 right now, or it's tapping it. See, it's going to come up to it and touch it, like, exactly. Zoom in on these charts, just roll this up right here. And right at that point, remember, Alt H makes a trend line, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them, 8 of them. Apparently you don't hold it. And if you find all the hotkeys on here, which I don't know all of them, but I'm sure it'll make your trading a lot easier. But if you click on something and press delete, it goes away, surprisingly. Isn't that great? All right, so yeah, that is the price point that it's probably going to touch. It's a fat line that I have on this indicator. These lines, they make them fat so you can see them. But this is light red, so most likely this is a lagging indicator. Most indicators are lagging, so they're telling you stuff that has already happened, not what's most likely going to happen in the future, like my indicator does. My indicator tells you what to do and where the price is going. It's really hard to find indicators that are doing that. Most of them are telling you based on averages of things that have happened back here. If once you guys read on the RSI and the MACD, you guys will understand this stuff too. If you guys want to jump ahead and start learning stuff in here, I don't care what you guys do. I just want to make sure you guys become good traders as, you know, fast as possible. I really, you know, again, this is a test case for me. I'm confident that, you know, you guys will probably stay in this group from just this bit of information that's in here and the trade setups that we are posting in the group, because we're going to have, you know, veteran traders that have been in crypto for over almost what is that, like a third of the time crypto's even been out. So we are pioneers, I guess, in this industry, which you guys are going to be part of too. You guys are going to be part of crypto adoption. Like, you guys are, this is world changing events that are going to be happening, and you guys are going to be at the ground floor of everything you need to know. And if you have children, this is going to be great information to pass along. And I truly, truly, truly want to create information that could potentially create generational wealth for you guys. And by that, I mean enough money so your kids can eat steaks or whatever air meal that they're probably going to get on Mars. Yeah, so personally, I think that the week will for sure close above 36,600. Actually, let me say it again, 38,000. How is it higher on the daily? Okay, so this is wicking up. So 38,143. I gotta make these colors different. I'm gonna put a scheme together that will help you guys, because when I look at these, I just know that they're price points and that's all I look at. But when I'm showing them to you, I want you guys to look at it and go, okay, that's the weekly close back here, or just weekly support or resistance lines. I will put something together that will be uniform. Me and Jake were already going to do that anyway, so just to get our stuff together. So it's going to be a little learning curve for us, and I might just muscle memory do something wrong. So yeah, you guys are going to have to learn those things. I'm going to get like little cheat sheets for you guys to have, and you know, hopefully get them laminated or something, or maybe just send them out to you, like email them for you guys to do it. Just depends on how quick we can get things done. I want to give you guys the world, but I don't know if I have enough time to yet. I'm going to really try though. So by Sunday at 8 p.m., if we do not close above 38,200 and 38,200 and 38,150, 38,150. So to make these more accurate, you have to like zoom in, because look at how far away that actually is, my line that I put on there. So if you zoom in, there's a way to, if you just want to look at the candle close, so like I could come here and hover over the candle. So if I did that, which I can't get to it. No, because it jumps to the first one. I can't show you this, but if you look in the, if you look right, so if it's a green candle, the close is at the top of the candle. If it's a red candle, the close is at the bottom of the candle. Keep that in mind. That's notable. Write down a note on that. I know you guys might understand these things, but I just want to make sure that you guys absolutely understand them. So this candle right here, if you look at the close, the C, that's where you can put your line at. And this is just one point to put resistance lines. If you guys like look up how to put a resistance line on a chart, there's like 5 different ways. There's 5 different points where you want to put resistance lines, and the only way that it becomes a resistance line is if at least on the daily, well, when you're setting resistance lines for you to be able to trade, oh, that's not the best way to tell you that. The best way to tell you that would be, you want to set resistance and support lines based on, you can do the monthly first. Monthlies are really, so the higher the chart, the more accurate the resistance line should be at some point. So do it from the bodies, and then do it on the wicks. So each one of these months, I usually do the week, the monthly open, the monthly close, the tops of the bodies, the tops and bottoms of the bodies on the monthly. When you start on the monthly, you want to start, you know, putting lines on everything. Like by the time you're done, there's a few traders online that you will look at, and that will have, you know, this stuff all over. And you want to make sure that when you go to the settings, you go to visibility, and then you can put visibility on your minute chart, hourly chart, days, weeks, months. you can change this based on these things, and you're going to learn how to set these things up, and you'll find your own style in doing so when, you know, a long time in the class. We are going to keep going through these things, and I'm probably just going to remember like 20 things in the middle of stuff. So just be ready with a pen and, you know, write little notes down. It's super important that you do that. I will try and organize the notes after I start recording these and going back through them when they're being edited with the video editor, and I will try and make like maybe PowerPoints or something. I don't know if we're gonna have time to do that, or I can just pay somebody to do it. Like just watch the video and take notes. I'm sure there's some website that I can go on and just give somebody some cheap amount of money, but I want to make sure that they're done and good and done right for you guys to be able to do. So I will try and find an avenue about that. I need to start taking notes on this stuff myself to make sure this is more organized and more like a class. And again, please give me feedback. Do not make any resistance or support levels at any point while the candle is still open. None of this candle on the monthly right now makes any sense except for this beginning part right here. And that's only because when this candle closes, this candle opens, and there should be a trend line right there. But I bet you that's super far off because this is the monthly and you gotta zoom it. So just make it a little bit more accurate. But another thing you can do is, like I said, you can look at this number up here. This is the low, so that's 46,930. You can go up to the coordinates and type that in. $57,694. So 57,694. So if you guys do go trading on the 1 minute chart, it will be dead ass where it's supposed to be. So you can put the coordinates on there. There's also a couple features on here. I got to remember where they're at on TradingView, but you can snap your, when you draw a line. Okay, it is on. So when you draw a line, it won't, it stays over each candle. You see how it just kind of clicks back and forth. It gets kind of annoying though, just to let you know. But that's how it makes it easier for you to draw trends. See, like, look at that. So if you started going through drawing your trend lines, you would see that these have confluence. Google that word. That's important to know too. Confluence is the most important thing when finding the best trade. And that is when you take all this information that you know and you start counting your 4 to 1s. 4 to 1s are, and you can trade with a 3 to 1. I trade with a 4 to 1. I think that's why I've been successful in trading so much, is having 4 reasons why I'm making the trade, and 1, you know, you don't have to have 1. It can be 4 to 0 or 3 to 0 or 5 to 0 or whatever it is. But you take the information, you apply it to the chart, you write it down and say, okay, I have 5 reasons why I think it's going up, or 5 reasons why I think it's going down, but it's really 4. It's just, I want you guys to get used to finding 4. I want you guys to be very successful at doing this. So it is what it is. You can find 3, you're just going to be wrong more times than you are if you find 4. But you guys need the information to be able to find those things first. And we are going to give them to you. I think I'm gonna start coming up with like fun things to call them in this group, and have our own little thing. It's kind of crazy too, and I'm not being boastful about this or anything. I just want to like bring it up because I've talked to a lot of people that have seen me trade, that know how to trade, and they're like, I've never seen anybody trade like you. But that's usually when I'm fucking sitting there on the 1 minute futures chart and just trading, not using any of the information I'm going to teach you guys in class. After you guys start watching these charts enough, you're going to start just seeing things that are more, you're just going to realize like what the chart's going to do. It's going to become like second nature to you. But don't be too confident about that until, hey buddy. No, I'm good. Don't be too confident about that until you guys are super confident about it, I guess. Just don't just jump in thinking you know what you're doing. That's all I'm trying to say. But that is just about it that I can think of for the time being. And I'm going to make a video on how to sign up for all this stuff and actually how to transfer your cryptocurrency as well, so nobody screws it up. And I'm gonna make that like in a module, get it edited. It should be done by this weekend, but I would say just to answer Scott's question, I don't think that we are going to go, I think we're going to end this week above this number right here. Definitely above this number right here. But if it doesn't end above, in the next few days, if this does not end above this, then we could stay in between this line and this line, the 200-day simple moving average and this trend line for the rest of the month. If those things don't happen by the end of this week, I would take the under or the over on the fact that it's going to bounce in between these two lines. And we could just trade sideways too. That's a real possibility that we just bounce in between these two lines for maybe like a month or two. Let's see how many, you won't learn this shit in any class. You want to be able to predict the future possibilities that could happen? Make your own fucking mind. And this would obviously change, but you can take trajectory and I mean, I just kind of eyeball the shit. But this could obviously change. Like if it, I mean, if it shoots up really quick, then this will obviously be a lot straighter. But and it's in an upward trajectory too. So basically I'm painting bullshit right now. Oh, fucking close enough. So anyways, yeah, you can do that. Throw it on there and just kind of get an idea of where it may be going and just play in and out of here. We will bring this chart back up and talk about it. But if you look on the daily here. Put your resistances in. So here was the first pullback. That's that right there. And I put it on here because of this candle right here, close. And again, when you see those long dick wicks, you probably have a reversal coming, whether it be 2 days long or shit. You can lock these too, FYI. Right click on them, click lock so they don't go anywhere. So, or reversal, and it goes up here. But if you look at these moving averages too, like these moving averages are important because they play off of them a lot. You know, they come down to it and play off of it, come down to it and play off of it, or come up to it and play off of it. These are moving averages that people, you know, buy and sell at certain points with. But yeah, I'm gonna put a video together of how to sign up for everything, and then we are going to create a class structure so you guys can know exactly when you're supposed to be here, and either you're gonna be in class or you're not. And if not, then I'm just gonna talk like there's people in the class without asking questions, and just record it and then send it out to you guys. But I would highly suggest for you guys to try and be in class so you guys can jump in and ask questions, or I guess you can send me emails too afterwards. But I would prefer for you guys to at least be in class because it will maybe get me thinking about things. I don't know. I just, learning live is better. And I might be doing trading and stuff too that you guys can get down on, you know, if your own opinion brings you there, because I'm not going to be telling you to do so, but I will most likely be doing live trading in class sometimes and make some money. You know, we start the class, get in here for an hour or two and make a couple $1,000 or something. I don't know. But yeah, anybody have any questions? Exxon was basically always instant for me when I transferred. Yep. Terry?
Yeah, I just have one quick question. So you're saying, so we're gonna know pretty much on Sunday where this is heading? Is that where because I had to walk away for a second.
Yeah, for the most part, we will know exactly where this is heading. Yes, we should.
Okay, and then the other question I had was, as you know, I'm already in another paid group where I really appreciate this because we weren't really learning TA. It was kind of more of, this is where the coin's going. And it was more, I would say it's more of a holding than trading kind of group.
Yeah.
Where I kind of want to do a mixture. I'm not really ready to do futures yet. I mean, eventually I will once I get my account under control, because it kind of got a mess because we were swing trading.
Please do not do futures, Terry.
No. I don't want to do future. No, I'm not planning on it. We were doing swing trading. So my position is because we're doing swing trading, a lot of my trades were on highly inflated coins, which would be normal and okay in a bull market.
So you can do swing trading daily, which makes you a day swing trader or day trading swing trader.
Oh, you broke up.
Swing trading day trader. So, I mean, you can do all of these things and you're going to learn all of this stuff, but we're going to teach you how to apply it. We're not just going to tell you what the price points are. We will tell you those things too. We're going to set trades up in the group that are just banger trades. And we know a lot about different cryptocurrencies too. So we know the ones that have done well in the past. There's BTC pairings that you guys, that's a whole nother level of gangster that you guys need to get on. But those will do really well too. And those are, you know, we will have to find our own confluence on, we will have to find all of our own confluence on those, because the BTC pairings will sometimes let you know where, because the price might stop at a point where there's no other reason on these USDT charts that it would stop there or go there, right? I mean, you could look for hours at it and be like, why did it go there? Why did it stop at that point? There's generally always a reason, right? So this pullback, everybody thinks it's Elon Musk and China and all these things, or even the Wyckoff thing. The Wyckoff thing is more so that, oh, she was probably telling me what price it was at or something. The Wyckoff thing is a way to quote unquote predict the future as well. I will show you what I was thinking when I was posting in the FSS group. I was thinking that this was a rising wedge, which it was. So, shit. So, I mean, technically this is the rising wedge. It had a fake out a little bit. So you can take the mouth point of this and guaranteed, I'm probably a little off. So right here is where it came down to at that time. And when these patterns break out again, the let me find my tool. I thought there was like a drawing tool on here. I probably accidentally took it off my favorites. So it comes down and it comes back up. So when a pattern, remember when I showed you guys that pattern earlier, that when I was showing you the indicator, the buy and sell indicator, when it broke above the falling wedge, there was like a falling wedge that came down and then it broke above it and it came and tested the top of it. Hold on. So the falling wedge was coming down and then it broke out and then it came down, looked like it was going to test it, and then it retested the top. That's when you take your trade. So technically this pattern right here, which is definitely a rising wedge, which has a 68% chance of breaking downward. So it doesn't have to. 68% isn't that much. It's not even, you know, 2/3. Wait, it is 2/3. It's just a little over 2/3. So it's not, it's a lot, but it's not, you know, like 80% chance, 90% chance. No patterns are, but they are almost, I'll have to look at the statistics on it, but they are very high percentages if they break out and then they come back up to retest it. And this is technically a retest right here. So all it needs to do is either come touch this line, which it could do. Why won't it grab that?
This is Terry. I got thrown out of the meeting. So if you want to just text me what you said, that's fine, but I missed everything you said.
Okay. What were you asking?
I got thrown out right when you were going to
No, I
answer.
mean, what did you ask though? You asked,
Oh, I was going to ask, and I'm sure that there's probably other people in the group who are kind of the same situation. So I'm stuck with a lot of coins that I'm stuck with some coins right now, that about 5 coins I was swing trading. Everything dumped on me. So I am kind of, I don't know what to
you're
do.
down
if I
on your
should-
account. You said that
I'm
you
way
were
down on my account because I was swing trading on highly inflated coins. that's what I was gonna say, because we were swing trading.
Yeah, so you're gonna be fine. I can tell you that just what I told you. So doesn't matter what happens. Doesn't matter. The only thing that really matters is this trend line, this white trend line right here. As long as this doesn't get broken, or you guys can catch a futures trade on this trend line, shit, that is it, because we might come back down. And if it does, don't get scared. Okay. just don't be in futures trades right now. It's a really sketchy time to be in futures trades unless it comes down here and catches it quick. If you see it, like what will happen, the wick will, I'll show you how it moves. When you know the wick's going to start dropping heavy, it does the same thing every time. Once you guys actually watch these candlesticks paint a lot, it will start moving like this. It'll come down and then it'll stop, and then it will like go back up just a little bit, and then it will like bounce. And when you see it like bouncing, it'll just start fucking tanking like that. You know, it just start dropping down. That's people getting liquidated. Like that's what's happening, is the sell pressure's hitting it and it's bouncing off of it because it buys it up. You know, it shoots back into a different account. But then when it's about to be done, it will paint downward. Fuck. So I think I kind of need a body for this. So let's say it's painting down, right? And then it comes back. I can't really do it with this all that much. So let me see how I could show you this. Why is it so big? So let's pretend this is the candle. It's a fucking red one. Candles you don't want to see unless you're in a short. And this is kind of silly that I'm doing this, but it's, if you guys watch these, you know, I wouldn't say, maybe like on the 15-minute chart, if you guys just stare at candles for a little bit, just stare at how they move. When you see a fast candle moving, watch that candle. When big movements happen, it's important that you know what that candle does during the candle. And this is another bit of information I've never seen anybody talk about at all. They always move the same, not the same percentage wise, but the candle just typically moves the same. And you'll watch it happening, you know. So like if you start to see a candle go down, you can, you know everything else, you know, before you zoom in on it, you know where the patterns are and have your lines already set up and stuff like that. And sometimes you can, I've caught one candle where I've made like 80 grand from it, just buying and selling it at different points, like knowing where it was going to be and then seeing it move and then selling it right there. And then knowing that it's going to bounce back up, and you can take your fibs out and actually catch that too often. That will help you guys see different things on your Fibonacci's when you set them on these candles. It's quick trading. Like this stuff is almost impossible to teach. That's probably why people don't teach it, because it's very difficult to explain, and you pretty much have to have videos of it happening. I have this app on my phone that I can record what's going on my screen. If I see a breakout, either negative or positive, I will try and record it for you guys so I can give you a real live example of this. Just fucking remind me. All right. But I'll probably make a module about it because nobody else talks about it at all. Probably because they don't have any statistics on it. I mean, I don't know how I guess you could do statistics on it somehow. Maybe, I don't, maybe there is information. I just never seen it before. So yeah, I will do that for you guys too. And I feel like you guys are gonna, you know, some of you guys have taken other classes. I've taken classes too. It's just difficult for me to gauge what I'm doing for you guys versus what we had in those classes, because they already had modules set up. It wasn't, I've never had a person to talk to aside from when I joined this one group, but every time I've paid somebody and joined like their group, I've like found out things that I was like, damn, this guy is like winging it like me. So yeah, whatever. But yeah, got chats. East Coast time struggling, happy day trade. All right, so any other questions that anybody has in here at all? Anybody want to unmute their mics and chat for a minute or?
I have one more question. I'd be a pain in the ass, but
No, you're good.
back to, and I'm sure other people are in the same boat that I am.
Doesn't
Um,
matter if they are or they aren't. If you have a question, I'll get it answered.
Okay, so with some of these trades, let's say we're okay, we find out Sunday night we're okay. Should we kind of dollar cost average up to get out of it? I'm just trying, or just wait till it breaks even. I'm just trying to figure out a strategy to get my money back the fastest. And I don't know if that's something you could help us with, but I know that it's
Let's talk off cue.
okay.
Again, I have to, so just do me a favor, guys, and try not to talk about just in the group if we're recording. Don't ask me questions about your specific stuff just because and not, I just want to let you know this. I have no problem talking to you personally about your stuff, but I'm not your financial advisor. That's
No,
not
no,
what I'm here to do. I know, but I'm just saying I don't have a problem doing it. You know, and I know this is more of like a friend thing, even me teaching you guys at this point, but I want you guys to just do it off record. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So other
Well,
people don't look at it when we post it and be like, this dude's a financial advisor. What's he doing right now? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I just
So-
know a lot of us, I know for a fact, a lot of us just got stuck in these trades when these dumps happened.
Yeah,
And kind of got under a lot.
I'm sure
Yeah.
people got liquidated. I'm sure there's a lot of things that happen, but people are going to feel confident right now. I guarantee you people are like, oh, thank God. Then guess what? Tomorrow or the next day, it's going to fucking drop down again. And they don't know about this line. This line right here, that's what's up. This line is what's up. This line for the rest of this time. And this is going to be the easiest thing for you guys to do. Start on April 13th, March 13th. When the last lowest wick that we had, which is on March 13th. So start there. Oh, I bet if I came in here and made it more accurate along the whole ride. Maybe on the weekly. Let's see if that's easier to do. Oh, there's also just to let you guys know, so you can follow people on here. They post their trades on here. There's a lot of people that are wrong though. There's a lot of people that are wrong. I will tell you that. I will let you guys know like who I follow on here. They're still wrong, but they give me ideas. You know, I can look at something and be like, you know, that's a good, because all we are theorists, right? This isn't, we're not actually wizards and, you know, psychiatry or I'm tired. It's psychics. We are not psychics and wizards. That's not what we are. It will seem like that sometimes. But if you know, we're really just theorists. We're all trying to predict the future as accurately as possible as we possibly can to be able to make the most amount of money. And if we, you know, if on a high time frame you can find a dual point touch which I have to make this more accurate because I feel like that's why it wouldn't move. It was locked. I feel like if I put it at the bottom of this one, which I could be wrong on that, it could be like this. So maybe you make 2 lines. I just think that where it bounced off from, that's pretty damn accurate where it was. Or maybe it did break down beneath it a little bit. Maybe that was like a little bit of the sell off that it was. Because this is what's supposed to happen right here is your first 2 trend line points are the ones that are touching. And maybe the third one goes down below it just a little bit. Just because there's so much new money in this that people are like, at this point, they're thinking that if these stop losses get taken or these trend lines get taken, because this is how most traders like on Robinhood and shit are looking at this. All they do is put resistances and at the pullbacks that all of them have. So everybody on all these new apps are looking at this number, this number, this number, maybe this number, maybe that number, because these are weekly candles. So it's really important for you guys to know the open and close of weekly and monthly candles and the highs and lows of the weekly and monthly candles. Like every Sunday when 8 p.m. starts, you guys should go straight to your chart and rechart them from the previous week and make them show up. The lines, you can set them to show up on the daily charts. So for instance, let's call today Sunday. So this is last week. Let me get rid of this shit. I wish there was like an eraser on here and I could just like rub over this stuff. I don't think it works, or does it? It does. Fuck yes. See, I didn't even know that. I never use it. I just click on it and press delete like that. I'm just used to hitting the hotkeys on here. But so the new week started. So you should make, that was not the line that I made. What I made was this red line right here. And it should be green if I'm going to make these uniform for you guys. I believe this was maybe a monthly or a weekly line that I made. I'll clean these things up and get them more organized for you. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, once I make a chart, I'm just going to make it public and probably just post them in the beginning of the week. So you guys can just click on the links every single time inside of the Patreon. So you guys can just click on them. And I suggest what you do is after you learn everything during the week, you make your charts on Sunday too. And then once I post mine, you go compare them to mine to see if you did it right. And write down the notes of what you did and, what was wrong on your chart. Unless you figure out why on your own, you can reach out to Jake or I, and hopefully Jake or I, but at least me for sure, you can reach out to and find out what you did wrong, why you did it wrong, and what you can do next time better. I don't know how big this group's going to get and how fast, but I think it's kind of important that we keep it lower until you guys have as much information as possible. What I'd like to know from you guys is how much dedication you guys can put to this and how much you guys think you can handle. Because I will, obviously, I don't even know how long I've been on this call. Like, how long have we been in here? Anyone know? Does it say anywhere?
Like 3 hours.
Yeah, so I mean, like, my editor dude's like, please don't make me more than an hour video. Like, I'm like, I'll try, we'll see what I can do. Like, I will give you guys as much information as I can, as long as you guys can handle it and, you know, we can talk about it. But yeah, so that's it. That's it. So everybody's probably sleeping on this call. Scott?
I'm here. I appreciate you need a roommate.
Yeah, man, I have 2 other rooms out here. No,
I
no,
got
this
you.
is my brother's room, actually. He's back from college right now.
Oh, it's a good call. Appreciate it, Kurt.
Yeah, man. Do you have any questions about anything specifically?
I'm good. I grasped it.
Cool, man. Good information, right? Like, everybody appreciate that. It's lots of good shit. If it's not, you know, message me. Don't talk shit to me in the group. I'll punch you in the face. I can find out where you motherfuckers live, IP addresses, all that stuff. I got a coder on the squad now.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't think this recorded. I'm gonna have to do it again. For everybody else, I'm gonna have to make them something. I don't know, maybe I'll just do a call with everybody else some other time. But thanks everybody for coming.